This is Edward Tolman. Tolman had three main contributions to psychology. His first contribution was showing cognitive maps in rats, second was his theory of latent learning, and lastly was his support of rats for subject use. Latent learning. The type of learning that occurs but you don't really see it until there is some reinforcement or incentive to demonstrate it. For example, if you're in a car going to school with a friend every single day, but your friend is always driving, you may learn the way to get to school, but have no reason to demonstrate this knowledge. Now, let's say your friend gets sick and you have to drive to school for your first time. If you can get to school following the same route as your friend would, then you have demonstrated latent learning. Cognitive map, a mental representation of the layout of one's environment.
Knife, fork, knife, spoon, fork, butter knife, chopsticks,
I used a mental representation of my environment to locate the utensils I needed. Tolman supported the use of rats as subjects. He would run them through mazes to show cognitive maps in rats and how rats can latently learn to navigate through something. This is Biggie and Smalls. I trained both of them to run a maze that Tolman used in many experiments. This was the maze Tolman used. A was the starting point, B was the goal in which he wanted the rats to reach. He ran several experiments in which one would start the rats at A, and they would learn to run to B to get the food. In doing so, they would have to turn right to get the food, and once the rats learned this, he tried a different method. He would start them from point C, and if the rats turned right and went to section D, then they were not using cognitive maps. But instead, he found that they turned left and went to section B, proving they were using cognitive maps. The rats used cognitive maps to successfully navigate through the maze. Also, the rats demonstrated latent learning when they ran from point C to point B.